Well, you know what they say, third time's the charm, and I've shot this lesson. This is the third time now for a variety of reasons, and you would think I would learn to test my settings before I ever do anything, but some lessons have to be learned over and over, apparently. So, this is Mr. Deckard back with another video, and today we're discussing radio intros. And we've been talking about that in class for the last couple of days. We received a project from head principal at OMS, Mr. John Hudson, and he would like some creative radio intros for the morning announcements. Now, some of those can be funny, some of those can be silly, some of them can be serious, and I thought best thing to do would be to show you an example of a typical radio intro and the resources that are needed to put that together and the software that we're going to use to do it. This is the Adobe Audition software that we have at school. We are so blessed and fortunate to have the Adobe Creative Suite available to us because there is so much to learn. And I'm going to be honest with you, as I have been in class, I don't know anything about this program at all. I'm just getting started. It's in fact, I didn't get my hands on the Adobe Suite, this Adobe Suite, the 2020 version, until a couple of months ago, and we've been working through some of the other pieces of software, but I've really never had the opportunity to work with their sound editing before, so this is a real experience for me and I'm enjoying it. So I hope you are too, and I hope you do as we move into it. So I want to start here. What we're looking at is a freemusicarchive.org site, and the reason we need to be at a place like this is we need royalty-free music, and by that I mean it's music that does not restrict you from using it because of copyright issues. This will prevent us from getting lawsuits or having our social media platforms buried or even fined for using music that is licensed for use only with permission. In short, we have blanket permission to use this material so long as we don't abuse it. And a typical example of abuse would be to put this out there as our own work, which it isn't. And so long as we just use it and don't try to take credit for it, we're fine. And so that allows us to use this in a variety of ways. Now, we could use regular music like that you purchase, but we can only use that in-house. So I mean, I have some music collections around I guess I could pull from, but I think it's safer for us as a habit to look for royalty-free material, and this is a good site. So I selected a something out of the rock genre because I prefer rock, and that's just a personal taste. But it came off sounding very country and very laid back and mellow, so I thought I'll run with that and we'll do a mellow country entry. So I took that and I drug it into Audition, and this is Audition right here. If you've used any Adobe products, and if you've been in my class you have, then you know that we're working in multiple layers. And as I scroll down through here, you see the green track here is the music track. The purple track is my voiceover, which I recorded separately. What I did was I listened to the music track, clipped it down to the part I thought we needed, and the song had an intro to it, and then it broke, and then it went into the main song, and that 16-second or so piece that was the intro seemed perfect. And that's just about the longish end of perfect for a radio intro, so yeah. And also, see the visual representation of the waveform? I mentioned yesterday in one of the classes that you can use this to time introducing other material, which is what I did. I waited for the uptick here, and that's where I tossed in my voiceover, which I can drag and drop that anywhere I want to. I can actually drag and drop it up and down the layer pile here too. And I wanted to touch on this too. By having multiple layers here, I can actually build a composite sound file. So if I wanted to have sound effects in here, I could have multiple sound effects, I could have multiple voiceover tracks, I could have multiple music tracks. There's a lot of mixing you can do here. So if you're a person who's really into sound, this is a great piece of software. I don't know it that well yet, but trust me, folks, we're going to dig through this together. So when I got it done, I adjusted the sound levels so to the place I thought it seemed to mesh a little bit better, and I'm going to play this. It's my first try in Audition, so forgive me. This is not going to be professional quality, but it's forgivable. So here we go. You're listening to morning announcements on WOMS. Oh, isn't that nice? Now, if I let it go beyond that, I wish I could let that last note just kind of ride out, but the song picked up from there, and I had to clip it at that point in time. So, yeah, that's really it in a nutshell. I mean, I exported this out as an MP3. Now it's playable basically on any device that'll play MP3, which is basically about any electronic device that has sound and video capability. MP3s and MP4s are pretty good bets, whenever you want to save something to a usable format. So this program does, however, have the capability of outputting to a variety of settings. We'll talk about that later. Over here, one of the initial problems I had to get through was matching up the sample rate. Again, I'm kind of new to this. I caught it. The default setting on the project was higher than the sample rate of the music that I was finding, so that's something we'll have to be careful about when we're finding our sound effects and music samples, but all solvable, all easily done, and as we get more experience, this will get easier. So I know this looks really complex right now, and it truthfully is, but it'll get more and more familiar, as we learn more about it, so don't sweat it. Anyway, we're going to be spending some time in this. There is a lot to dig into here, and I'm excited to experience this with you. I'm just as new at it as you are, so let's learn together. So with that, I'm going to stop the video. I want to thank you for watching. This is Mr. Deckard saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is to you, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this.